YouTube and welcome to another video. So a while ago my friend told me that Wingslip dolls were discounted 50% off. So we went to this huge toy store and I hadn't yet looked at the Wings dolls that they had there at all before. It's really far away from where I live. It's in the same city, but it's like completely the other side of the city. We also saw some Wings Club puzzles while we were there, so I'm gonna be showing you these as well. They had various different designs and they were actually very reasonably priced, so I was a little bit tempted to get them, but I do already have so many Wings puzzles, so I didn't get any. But let me know if you're interested in them. So we went there and they did have Wings dolls, and I had like a list in my head of the dolls, of the Giochi Preziosi dolls that I would still want. And I was thinking I would like to have the Fairy Musa, but they didn't have it. Out of the fairy dolls, they just had Bloom and Stella. And I also really like the Alfea Grand Ball line, and I think I stood there for like 25 minutes trying to decide, because honestly, both of these dolls are so beautiful. I'm not a huge fan of the Giochi Preziosi Flora's face, the new version anyways, but that particular doll actually looked really good. But I just have a weakness for Bloom in a blue ball gown, so I got this Bloom. All of the Wings dolls were 50% off, so it's so she was $18.49. Her original price was 37 euros, but she was 50% off. And I'm gonna show you close-ups of the box. I love this box design the best as well. The Alfea in the background with the little holographic is just so cool. I do wish that they had them in like ball gown outfits on the back as well. On the back it's just Bloom. And it says 3 styles. That means that there are 3 different dolls. In this video I do have some of my other dolls here as well, so I am gonna compare her to some other doll brands as well, but I did that with the Alfea Grand Ball Stella. I did a comparison of all of the doll brands that I have Wings dolls from. So you can see that in the Stella video. In this video, I'm more gonna focus on comparing her to my other Giochi Preziosi Bloom, who I also have. I have both of my Giochi Preziosi Blooms, both the old version of Giochi Preziosi and the new version. So I'm gonna compare her to the one other Bloom I have and the other and the Grand Alfea Ball Stella. One thing I am really curious about is whether any parts of her outfits are gonna be removable, because it does seem like her skirt is sitting a little bit awkwardly. But I like the face and the hair of this doll, so I picked out this one. There were 2 Blooms there, but I picked out this one because I think the face and the face screening and the hair is always the most important part. You can kind of fix the hair, but still I think it's important. One thing that I learned with Stella is that they put these little pegs in the fabrics of the ball gown, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we will live with that because I think the ball gown designs themselves are so amazing. I do think Flora's ball gown is so amazing as well. Yeah, and they all have these little tiara designs. Bloom's is silver, and Bloom also has a little silver choker. And yeah, we're just gonna open Bloom up, compare her to the other Bloom I have, and compare her to the Stella as well, and maybe some other dolls as well. I am also really curious to see what her shoes are like, because you can't see her shoes at all. So I'm curious if they're just gonna use the same shoe mold they used for Stella, because they are already reusing shoe molds for some of the new lines. So I am curious. So here we have Bloom out of the first layer of the packaging. I do really like the way they're displayed here in front of the Alfea. I wish more of the lines did like an interesting packaging with them. I'd say that this line does the most interesting packaging. You can see that her hair is sort of messy here, but hopefully we can fix that. Really love her tiara color, that they went with silver accents instead of like going all blue. This is the amount of plastic I have just on my skirt after unboxing her, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Why do they put so many stupid little pieces of plastic? Okay, some interesting things to note. This doll line really masters the art of making the dresses look amazing and grand, Alfea Grand Ball, inside the box. But then using like little sheets, like the way Stella's was pinned together in the box, make it look like it stands better. And like that's fair, but Bloom has a petticoat, or wait, no she doesn't. She just has a bunch of wrapping paper just shoved underneath her dress. Poor Bloom, like imagine if we did that in Lolita fashion. We just put like loads of wrapping paper underneath. So her shoes are the same exact mold as Stella's, but hers are pink and blue. So here is Bloom's dress with the little wrapping paper underneath, and now we're gonna take it off. Does it come off? Okay, I'm just gonna show you. Oh, and they've taped it. They've taped it underneath. This is clearly how they expect you to like display her. I think that this is cheating. I think we should take it off. I wish she had an actual petticoat. Like give her an actual petticoat. That would be so cool. Don't put like a bunch of wrapping paper underneath her skirt. And the worst part is like, maybe I would keep the wrapping paper, but you can see the wrapping paper here. Like it peeks out from underneath her skirt. No, we're going to remove the wrapping paper. The wrapping paper, she's a princess, and like I know that she originally comes from Earth and doesn't know that she's a princess. Spoilers for Winx Club, I guess. Wait, imagine if that ends up being the plot point. Because like the Alfea Grand Ball episode hasn't aired yet. So what if it's like a plot point that Bloom doesn't have a petticoat and she just shoves a bunch of wrapping paper underneath her dress? Oh my god, imagine if that's the plot point. Stella would never let her. Stella would be like, Bloom, what are you doing? We're getting you a nice proper petticoat. We're gonna go shopping. Yeah, like Stella wouldn't let this happen. She looks out for her friends. Okay, I am like taking the petticoat off, and I am coming across another issue. So if you haven't watched the Stella video, go watch the Stella video. But if you have watched the Stella video, you remember what happens when Stella sits down. The thing that saves her are these pants. Bloom doesn't have pants underneath here. So they have just, I mean, she has drawn on like little underwear. There's even a little ribbon. The drawn on underwear is actually kind of cute. She doesn't have shorts like Stella does. So I'm guessing, I'm actually curious if, let's put the wrapping paper back for a second. I want to try something. She kind of could sit with the wrapping paper, I guess. As someone who wears a petticoat pretty much daily, I will not stand for this. So let's see how the dress looks like now. It definitely loses some of the wow, but I think it still looks good. I think she doesn't need the wrapping paper. And like you can make her a petticoat. Or if she had a hoop skirt, honestly, like a hoop skirt could work as well. I think it flows nicely. I think it twirls pretty well. Like, I like the fabric. I like how textured the fabric is. And the fabric is a lot thinner than you would expect looking at the dress. But then it feels nice. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels nice. And I really like the textures within the fabric. You can see on camera as well how there's like lines, and it feels really, really nice. She does have the transparent straps on her dress, which means that she will eventually have no straps. This this material seems like it might not be rubber, so it might be better because it looks like plastic. I honestly think that she looks better now that she doesn't have the petticoat, because at least you can't see the stupid dumb wrapping paper peek out from underneath her skirt. So here you can see how the dress holds. It's not like as fluffy, but I don't think it looks bad, and personally I like that it will take up less space on the shelf like this. That's something to consider for me at least. And you can like make it stand nicely as well. The fabric, again, really, really pretty. I love the detailing. Is it gonna focus? I love the detailing on her bust. I think the detailing is super pretty. Okay, let's talk about her articulation a little. She has no articulation in the elbows, just as all of the other dolls in this line, and just like all of the other dolls in this line and in the Giochi Preziosi line in general, she has rubbery feet that have 3 levels of articulation. Her dress does seem to have some sparkles, which also have like rubbed off on her legs. Her leg also has a tiny hole. I'm not sure where that came from. She can totally bend her legs. Oh, and I forgot to mention this, but she does have articulation in the head as well. So she does have articulation in the head and in her arms here as well from the shoulder. So she has the usual 7 points of articulation. And she can stand on her own as well. I didn't mention that either, but she can stand on her own. And now, for the moment of truth, what happens when she sits down? You know what? It's not actually too bad. Because her dress is long, it's not as bad as Stella's was. It's actually okay. So you can see Bloom feels like she's sitting much more elegantly because of the long skirt than Stella. Stella is not sitting elegantly at all. Even when I press it like all the way down, it's still pretty elegant. It doesn't bother me. Like Stella's design, at least they gave her those shorts, but Stella is not a sitting down doll. Bloom can be, I feel like. I feel like she looks okay even sitting down. I will throw a little bit shade on her shoes. I like that they have painted the shoes and made the bottom a different color than the rest of the shoe. That doesn't often happen. I wish that they had maybe done that with the bow as well. Like Stella's is all one color, but I still think Stella's look better. They look a little bit more classy. With this, like the coloring is so garish. It does technically match the top of her top, but it just, the coloring is kind of garish. She's super pretty, I love her. I do like that she has a little choker here, and actually the choker has a bit of velcro as well, so you can take the choker off and put it back, which I think is super cool, and I'm glad that they thought of this design. I'm also gonna check if this dress is a skirt, and it is sewn together. It is one piece. So the skirt does have its own velcro in the back, but it is still a one piece. So they're sewn together. I'm also interested about Flora's. I think Flora's is all going to be one piece as well, but Flora's looks so much like you could take one of the layers off, but I don't think that's going to be the case if they haven't done it for anyone else. So let's compare her to the other Bloom, to the Beauty Pop Bloom. The Beauty Pop Bloom has longer hair, I feel, but just slightly. I feel like she has more hair. Do you guys see it? And the Beauty Pop Bloom actually doesn't have orange stripes in her hair. But this Bloom has a few orange stripes in her bangs. Not in the back of her hair. The back of her hair is all still very much the same color. It looks a little bit more orangey to me. Yeah, it looks like the hair color is ever so slightly different. I'll make some close-ups with my phone camera so that you can tell, because I feel like on this camera you can't tell. It's definitely styled differently. This one looks more voluminous. If you watch the unboxing of this Bloom, which I'll also put somewhere in the links below or in the info corner up there, then you know that I had some issues with her hair falling out. That hasn't been an issue since the unboxing. The few strands that came off then, there haven't really been more. I feel like this Bloom really has a more orange hairstyle, and she definitely has the orange streaks that this Bloom doesn't. I'm gonna be looking at their faces. I think it's the exact same printing. Oh my god, they look so cute together. But this one seems to be a little lighter, but I think that's just like individual differences. I feel like this Bloom has more blush. I'm gonna give you so many face close-ups. I feel like she has a little bit more blush. Well, she's going to ball, so it would make sense. And her makeup looks a little darker, which also makes sense because this is like a rocking line. To me, that's a rock out line. I know it says Beauty Pop, but to me, that's a rock stars line. But I think that might be just like the individual printing differences, because the individual printing differences for this line are so large, and like They look so cute together. They look like sisters. But yeah, this bloom definitely has different hair. Both of their hair is very soft. Both of their hair is very, very nice. I feel like hers is thinner though. Might just be the styling. Sometimes doll from doll, these things vary as well. Oh, I wanted to also tell you that while we were shopping and looking at the different Winx dolls they had an Aisha doll that didn't have a glove. Like, they were supposed to come with a glove, and my friend said that hers does have a glove because she has that doll, and this one didn't, so that's interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna show you some close-ups of the new blooms. Comparing her to the Chocky Preziosi, like to the old Chocky Preziosi bloom, is kind of, you know, comparing apples to oranges situation. She is very different. She is shorter, has a completely different body type. I will say that their articulation is similar. Yeah, they're just completely different dolls. I have a Mattel Stella here. She is much taller than that. She is also shorter, so yeah, she's quite tall. These ones, the new Chocky Preziosi ones, are quite tall. But I also noticed that this bloom also has orange in her bangs, so I'm glad that they've done it for this one as well. I am glad that there's a visible difference between them as dolls as well, because one of the reasons I haven't gotten more blooms, because like blooms and Stellas in these lines are my favorite. They do make blooms and Stellas more than other characters as well, blooms and Stellas and Floras, because some lines don't have all of the 6 girls. But I really like the blooms in this line, but because they have the same exact makeup, the same exact face, I am hesitant to get more of them because it's like the same exact doll once you take the clothes off. So I am like happy that there are differences within the hairstyles at least, because that means that they are different dolls. They feel significantly different even if I would take their clothes off. I feel like the hair looks so different. Okay, if I put them like closer to the camera, you can definitely see it. Right? I'm not crazy? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, small update. So my mom made my Bloom doll a petticoat. So now she has a proper, actual tulle petticoat underneath. So now her dress can stand with a little bit more poof and it doesn't, you know, fall the way it would without it. So that's cool, and I just wanted to share it. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other ones for the unboxing of this Stella and this bloom. And I just have loads of Winx content of various kinds on my channel, and doll content, and I have other Winx videos coming up very soon. I have loads of them filmed, I just haven't edited them yet. So there's gonna be more Winx content coming on this channel shortly, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!